14-day carnivore challenge, day 13, slow poison. I'm the author, Jason Atkinson. Processed foods, mostly containing some combination of sugar, flour, and industrial seed oils, also known as vegetable oils, are the heart of the obesity problem and metabolic syndrome. They ruin our health. Then pharmaceutical drugs are offered as a remedy for the ill effects. The root problem is never addressed, and by most doctors, and the cycle continues. This, by the way, is, in my opinion, is why it's called the Food and Drug Administration. One government entity oversees the whole mess, and we pay the price, often at the expense of our own health. The idea that we can simply eat smaller amounts of the offending ingredients, known as the calorie-centric approach, is doomed to fail because these foods are designed to be addictive and provide almost pure energy from carbs and fat with no actual nutrients. These are the things to reduce or eliminate from the diet as much as possible. It is now well known that the multi-billion-dollar food manufacturing companies employ scientists to run test groups to determine the exact amount of an ingredient, like sugar, for example, needed to reach what is known as the bliss point and elicit an addictive response that causes people to eat uncontrollably. How can we identify the problem foods? Here's a hint. If it couldn't even exist without the use of industrial machinery, it's a processed food. It's not necessary to go all the way back to the Stone Age to see where it all went wrong. People were generally healthier. Obesity was virtually non-existent just 50 to 100 years ago before the advancements in food processing and other technologies made the mass production, marketing, and distribution of junk food possible. If there is a ground zero for the obesity epidemic, it would be the implementation of the original dietary guidelines for Americans that told the population to ditch foods high in saturated fat like meat and eggs, and instead to eat grains and industrial seed oils. This turned out to be a major mistake, and to this day, by the admission of the USDA themselves, quote, the dietary guidelines have never been specifically tested for health benefits, end quote. It was all promoted for financial reasons and nothing more since day one. This turned out, now that we have identified the problem as foods high in energy and low in nutrients, the solution is clear. Concentrate instead on nutrients like protein, fiber, essential fatty acids found in real food. The list of those is pretty concise. Meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and fruit. If you have problems metabolizing even natural sugar, stay with low sugar fruit like olives or avocados, and eliminate starchy tubers and root vegetables as well. If you want to hit the bullseye of human nutrition, limit your foods to the most nutrient-dense choices such as red meat and eggs, then limit all plant foods, including even vegetables. I don't think vegetables are harmful to our health, but their nutrient value has been vastly overstated, and in order to make them appealing, most people cover them in unhealthy oils from commercial salad dressings or add high calorie density ingredients. Remember, quality beats quantity every single time. This is the philosophy behind ancestral health principles and specifically dietary strategies like the paleo diet, ketogenic diet, and carnivore. When the quality of food is high, the quantity tends to take care of itself. It's usually only necessary to meticulously track every gram that goes into our mouth when we're trying to fit in too many ultra-processed foods. I'll explain the bullseye concept along with a diagnostic tool that I created called the carb sensitivity spectrum in more detail over the next 2 days as we wrap up the challenge.